Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Saltmarsh, our UK City Skylines 2 build where we're going to be adding a new council estate in today and adding a lovely area next to our train station. So, if you're ready, sit back, relax, and let's get into Saltmarsh. Yeah guys, as you saw in the intro, today we're going to be working on sort of this area and then probably adding a few more estates like this dotted around. I think there's a perfect area here for one. We also need to sort of really think about our budget because our train station costs us so much money that we've turned it off, so we're not very profitable with it. The main other thing I want to look at is education, because we haven't got a... Sorry guys, I'm just trying to look where our education tab is. It's here. Beautiful. Our education, we have enough capacity for elementary, but the only problem is we don't have any secondary school education, so we probably need to get that in quite quickly. So, first what I want to do is I want to work on, we'll work on this area here. So, what we want to do is we do want to take, probably... just for now, an alleyway off the side of here. So it's going to connect into our roundabout at sort of a weird angle. Hopefully it doesn't do some weird stuff trying to get... No weird stuff. Let's remove the key wall. And to be fair, we probably want to bring it into our railway. So let's turn off all of our snapping options. Let's then bring it as close to this road as possible. And this is sort of just going to be like one of those service roads. Then bring us back here. So back here we definitely want some sort of exit for our train station. That's fine. We can add an exit in. Maybe a bus route that comes out the back of it. Something like that. Our buses are being used, which is brilliant. And then what buildings do we want over here? That is what the real question is. I'm thinking... we get some of these medium density, low residential, or medium density residential, and then we place these around the back. I think these would be perfect. The only thing we will need to do is lock the thing for them. So I think these literally are going to go right up to our fence line. So I added this in previous episode. I added a little fence in to separate the highway to the rest of the place. I've got the words there. So what we're going to do is we're going to place this here. We're going to place it right up against there. We will then also add another one right next to it. Turn it just a little bit and place that there. We'll then go across. We'll leave another gap and make sure we tilt it just a little bit so then we can add our fence in. Yeah, I think this is going to work. Wow. So we're going to have all these buildings along the back, which means we're going to have a lot of apartments ready. This might exacerbate an unemployment crisis, because I don't think we're going to have enough employment for these guys. I don't even know how much these hold. So let's add one more. No, let's go smaller. By any chance, so this was a 6x3. Do I have a 3x3? That's also tall. Yeah, we do. But these have... the only problem with those ones is they have... yeah, we'll go down a block. Let's place that there. Then turn this. Place that here. And that should be enough. Then what we need to do is we do need to add a road to this. So probably the best way we're going to do this is add a parking road around the back. So then all of those connect into our parking road. Then our parking road will go down to a 2-lane. That will then come off and add into there. Now the next question is, do we want to remove these, what are these traffic lights for? These traffic lights are for the crossings. What's okay? I don't mind having traffic lights for these crossings. Definitely want to move this over though. And we want to go onto our road builder. We want to go onto this road because we do not want parking. This is always the issue we have, is that all the roads normally come with parking. The problem is, I wouldn't mind people parking, but this would be like on-street paid parking, so we don't really want them to be accessing the on-street paid parking for like no reason. He's going to be a bit glitched because I don't know where he's going. But then we've got all of these new houses over here. Is there anything we can fit in? To be fair, we'd probably continue some of these down. Okay guys, so what we are going to do now is we're going to add a few more apartments in. The people living in these apartments aren't going to be very happy because it's right next to the train station. But these are going to be ones, realistically, that are going to be lower rent. People are not going to want to live in them. But, you know, some people can only afford the ones on the end. So hopefully they don't complain too much about noise pollution. And we'll be able to get people to live there. Final thing we're going to do is we're going to get some parking in. We've added a bunch of bike parking in as well. Do you know what? That is a perfect spot just for a little car park. Do you know what we're going to do? We're also just going to use this to move it. Just move over just a little bit. So that's there, beautiful. So it's got an extra little bit of parking. It's got the parking road. The parking road probably should connect in over here, so there's another entrance. But we'll fix that in a little bit. Let's get this moving so then we get more people moving in. It's going to mess with our unemployment rate, but that is fine. The only other thing we want to do is we want to probably zone down some commercial. The only issue is as you lot can see, there isn't any like really nice commercial plots. They're all sort of a bit shit, to be fair. Like, they are just a bunch of shops. But they do look, actually, well, what does it look like? Yeah, it's not really looking nice for like the shops that we want over here. Do you want these sort of shops? Probably, those are probably the better options. Or we could get the, or do you know what? These look good. Throw it over here. So let's get, hopefully there's nothing behind them. No, there's not. Let's get that placed. Let's turn off snap to road so we can get these sorted out nicely, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, now we've got those few buildings in. We just want to connect this all up with a few paths. So at the back here, let's just get a path that is going to curve. We'll get it to follow over here. And we'll just get it to curve all the way around here. And connect it to the road over here. We probably do want something to go here. Yeah, do you know what? It's round the back of here. So what we'll do is we'll add in a little zone where, do you know what? I was going to show you like it, but do you know what we'll do is we'll go into another time lapse real quick and I'll show you me detailing the back of this station. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so we've got this little plaza made here. We're getting some people in. I do just want to check on our unemployment rate to see how bad it is at the moment. Yeah, 5%. That's not too bad, but we could do a lot better, to be fair. We've got a lot of people trying to come out this side. Would it be better to force them onto this road here? Probably. Just because that's probably the quicker way in and out. So what we're going to do is we're going to give them another option. We're going to take this road off here. We'll then curve it round and add it in here. So then that should give people an option to be able to get in. I think it's because this road's going straight into the roundabout. That might be our issue. So could be where it's joining. It might just be a good idea to add a little bridge and then connect it in, or it might be a better idea to connect it in further down. Up here. Yeah, let's remove the traffic lights off here. They definitely don't need to be there. Right, let's remove the traffic lights. That should allow traffic to move better. We've got people leaving down here, which is good. Is it controlled by traffic lights? No, but there's like a million crossings. That's probably making it harder for everyone. I'm glad that a lot of people are opting to use bikes and stuff. And our bike storage is getting filled. That makes me feel good. And yeah, people are using the bus lane, but that's fine. I don't mind that. The traffic's backing up here. Which is sort of an issue. So do we have a one-lane road that we could potentially take off here and just, you know, like... The worst part is that the road didn't even connect them. Okay, so then we have the road here. I mean, it's also a traffic light, so that's probably the issue. Let's see if people are able to actually... No. Okay, right. Let's first step of all, let's go into our road builder. And let's take this road and let's remove parking off it. Because the problem is a lot of people are going to try and park on these roads, and we sort of don't want them to park on these roads at all. Now, what we will do is we will go in and add more parking roads. But the problem is we don't really want people to be parking along these roads. You know, that's why we've got the car parks and things. Right, now let's get our one lane. Would it be better just to upgrade this to a highway slip road? Yeah, probably. Would it then be better to put an asymmetric, if we've got one? A 4-lane asymmetric on this bridge? How many lanes does that leave this side? That leaves... No, because that puts 3 lanes, and we want it to be 3 and 2. So is there a 6-lane asymmetric? No, we probably want a 5-lane asymmetric instead of 4-lane. But how do we switch over to be the other side? Alright, what we want to do is we just want to sever that connection quick. Because obviously this bridge does not want to be drawn in properly. Right, 5-lane asymmetric. We want to not raise this 10. That is very steep. Right, what we want to do is select this node and we just want to bring it up. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, right. 5-lane asymmetric in. So that when we come along here, to be fair, we want to bring this road up. Page up, page up. So it just slopes into there. And then, what is causing all of this traffic? Is it the people crossing? No, to be fair, traffic isn't too bad. If people don't like the traffic, then they... Yeah, -3 traffic. But if they're complaining about traffic, then they probably shouldn't live here. Oh, look how badly this main road here is backing up. It's because this is like... Let's sever that road connection there. Right, guys, just... I am cooking. Just give me a second. Okay, so what we do is we take this road, add it down there. Beautiful. We've got our police station that probably just needs to be moved entirely. So let's move this entirely. Let's move on to any road that wants it. Beautiful. It's got everything it needs. That should mean less people are being dumped onto this main road to then just turn around and go wherever they want. If people want to use the cut through, they can use the cut through from this highway here. This does go into a very busy turning. There's only one lane. Okay, yeah, so what we have... I want to force people... I want to do this bit, this road, so it's residential only. Like, I only want people coming down this road who are trying to use... No, because also we've got this cut through. Okay, I think it's going to work. What would probably work better is if we probably just put... Just made this into a supernode and just add a roundabout. How many people are using this? 2x2. Is there a lot of bikes in there? Not really. Okay. What we're going to do is we are just going to get rid of this. And then people will just use this roundabout. Thing is, also what we want to do is we do want to get rid of half of these stupid crossings. Like, sorry, loves, can we find somewhere else to cross? There's not right on this intersection. That's causing all of our issues. But are people still using our bypass? No, where are all these people going? See, they're going such a weird way to get there. They're like dumping all of themselves on here. I was like, why would you do that? That's fine. I'm just going to deal with it. People, of course, parking on this road. But I think we're doing good. We're losing money for some reason. We're losing a lot of money for some reason. Is it something to do with our power plant? Yeah. Efficiency, 55%. Back, piled up garbage. How much is this to operate total? And it's only 5 trucks. Okay. Right, let's deal with that. Waste collection, 4 trucks, 4 trucks. Landfill, 20 trucks. I do want to state that our whole economy being based on this one landfill is a little bit bad. I want to look on our garbage tab. Is it just that we can't process it? Because we've got the processing power. It's just that we haven't got enough trucks to pick it up. So he's going to come down here. Hopefully having more trucks means that there's more things to do it. Or this place just needs a lot of it. Back to 110% efficiency, so that should shoot up our budget again. Any second. Any second. Yeah, normally we're making more like $1 million, so I don't know what's happening. Services, garbage management's nearly 100k, transportation's like 100. Okay. Well, to be fair, we are paying for this. What we built wants like 37k, so let's down that. And then we're immediately back up making money. How much money are we making now? Yeah, 1.2. It just took a minute for it to start working properly. Okay, cool. We've disconnected this down here. We've then added these blocks. We need to continue the fence around. The only other thing is what goes here. Or what goes in sort of this sort of area. I don't know yet, but I think we're going to do that in the detailing time lapse when we get around to that. So then this other thing I want to do is I want to put more pressure apparently on this road here. So what we're going to do is we're going to build another sort of housing estate over here. So first thing that we always need to do is flatten, because I don't like working with anything that's not level. Was probably a bad ethos. I think that's the word. The word is definitely not ethos, guys. I've definitely just thought of the complete wrong word. But I think what's mainly going to be around this neighborhood is a school. I think that's going to be mainly what this is centered about as a secondary school. So let's go and look at our options for a secondary school. So a UK secondary school. Upkeep 14,000. I know that's a lot. I know there's going to be way more staff needed, and it's massive. So I think what we could do is place this more central. So if we flatten out a little bit more, we are getting kind of close to the port. So we do want to be very careful with what we're doing, because we cannot bring this too close to the port area. What's going to be over here? Otherwise, it's going to be really loud. But I think just a little housing estate over here would work well. So I think what we do is I think we place this right in the middle. Like that. I think what we then do is bring a road off it. What will then also have a bus lane on it. We put that there. We then put a roundabout here. And how much is this going to end up costing us? We've got no wages yet, but that is fine. Right. How have we not got water and power over here? That is our other question. Oh, it's because this isn't connected. Okay. Oh my god. Guys, I always seem to mess up these water and power connections. I think it's because I have Anarchy on. It's every time I do it, I just mess it up. I'm not going to lie. Right. Oh, our medical care is being a bit shocking. So let's have a little look at this. Sick or injured. Okay. Right. Let's turn on this, even though it's going to cost us a lot of money. Money. How many ambulances does this have? Only 6. We are having people complain. How are people getting ill? That's my next question. So let's go on to here. Let's go ill. How many people are ill? 55. No, 58. That's not bad. That's not bad. What is bad is how much traffic we have over here. Oh my god, this is terrible. It's because a lot of people are using bikes. The bike's just getting in the way, to be fair. Okay. What I want to see is if I'm able... Bloody hell, this is backed up like hell. Right, what I want to see is if I can ban vehicles from this. Why? I don't get why there's so much... I get why there's so much traffic, because they're small roads. But I don't know what we can do about it, because there's only sort of one way in, and I think that's probably our issue, to be fair. Okay, right. This should mean the bikes get through just a little bit more efficiently. The bikes using the taxi/bus lane, what I like. Okay, the only other thing I want to do is remove some of these crosswalks off here, because people do need a place to... People will need a place to cross, but it seems like it's just clogging us up really badly when we have them on here. It's like we do sort of just want these to flow, and then people can cross. Let's upgrade down here so people can cross down here. It does mean that everyone will have to walk sort of slightly longer to get where they need. I think that works. Is that going to work to get down on this traffic? To be fair, it might just be the case of we might just need to medium roads. I know we put bus lanes on here for a reason, but to be fair, what does this 6 lane look like on here? We'll have to move all of that over, but it does give us way more lanes to work with, what I like. Any chance we have a 5 lane? That's 5 lane asymmetric, 5 lane. Oh, no. Okay, right. Adding cycling lanes did actually get down the traffic. Okay, so it did work. How about if it's terrible for traffic? Okay, right. Let's also give cyclists an option on this roundabout. We don't want that anyway. Okay, right. That gives us everything we need. Or everything what it looks like we need. Okay, right. I've done with those traffic fixes, to be fair. I hope they work. If they don't work, then I don't really care, to be fair. Oh my god, does he have to turn around over here? He does, right. I'm going to try something. It might not work, guys. I'm going to try something. It might not work. Is that just going to become a road where everyone else uses? Yes, it is. Yeah, okay. No, you don't want that then. Definitely not what we want if people are going to use it. Oh, right. This seems to be cleared up a bit. There's still some traffic over here. It's probably because there's 2 roundabouts right next to each other, to be fair. And to be fair, everyone's just trying to park on here. And everyone's just getting in each other's way with the parking, but there's not really much we can do about that. No, there's not really much we can do about that right now. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to go back over to our school. That is actually working. It's only costing us around 45k. Service budget's low, that's the only reason. How many people is this going to be able to fit in it? 1900 students. Beautiful. So, then what we want to do is we want to start with some detailing. Or we want to start with, not detailing, but some stuff that makes sense. So first what we want to do is we do want to add a path. No, we just want to add a path around it. That is the first thing that we want to do. Next thing we want to do is add in a bit of foliage around it as well. So that's sort of just I think what I like to do is I like to encase my builds with a bit of foliage, especially when it's something like a school. Like, you're not wanting anyone being able to like look over the fences or anything like that. And then once we've added some of this foliage in, and then that's what the houses are going to back onto, I think. So we're just going to go in and add some oak trees. And to be fair, we can get rid of most of these after. It's just going to be my rough guide for how this is going to look. Okay, so we've got our school encased here. Then what sort of houses do we want? We want single, like, family homes. So we're going to start with some of the posher homes, what are going to be right up against the school. So if we turn off snapping here, what we can then do is we can bring these off over here. I can place one just to sort of get the guide of where they're going to go. Okay, so then what we do is we then put a road up it. So this is then when we get our road. We'll place it down, and then we'll put a cul-de-sac on it. So then what we do is we grab our houses with the pick-a-pick. Not with pick-a-pick, we don't want that. We want to get our plot the growable. No, not plot the growable. Guys, I'm talking about the wrong mod. We're going to get our platter mod. Our platter mod. And we're going to designate this as UK. Let's find UK low detached. So this should tell us how many we have. So we have 3 available from here. So we're going to place one there. We'll place, I don't know what it's trying to do. It's being weird. I don't like it. So then we're going to take this one off the side here. We're going to place one there. Low density detached housing. Detached, yeah. There are some 2x4s available, so then what we'll do is we will turn off all of our snapping options, turn this around, and we will add this house onto the bottom here. Hopefully, by this, you can get sort of the look we're going for with these houses. Or sort of this area. It's sort of more going to be like small homes, small family homes that people are going to live in. We do need to be very careful of, like I said, the unemployment rate while we do this, and we can slowly expand our other industries as we sort of do this area. So what is our unemployment rate right now? It's about 3%. That's okay. We can deal with that. So then that is going to be our first sort of estate here. So this is going to be the main road. We don't want any houses off this main road. We want to bring our estates off this main road. So then what we want to do is we want to slightly then bring our smaller roads just off here. And these ones here are only going to be able to fit a few houses in. Or a few houses on. And that's completely fine. And then we also do want to add in a bus connection at some point for these houses that we're putting on here. So then let's get our plot the growable again. We want to make sure we have all of our snapping options on just so they snap to this road here. Then add 1, 2. We'll then add 1, 2. Do the same. So we want to add 1, 2. Then we'll add 1, 2. And then we want to add onto here 1 and 2. Then also 1 and 2. People are not going to be very happy because they're right next to the motorway, but also that's sort of what people have to deal with. And then we want to add 2 1s on the end here. So then what we want to do is we want to continue our main road down. So I don't know why it's such a slope. But we'll redraw this in at some point. And then what we want to do is we want to bring another road off here. That's going to just go straight up. Just try and get a 90 degree straight up. Where there we'll have some houses back off here. Then we can have... Oh, let's move that across. Along here will be... And we can also bring that up there. Bring this road here. So this will be sort of, if you can see what we're going for, our new area of housing. So will this erase work on these? No, it won't. So yeah, I'm liking how this is looking. It's going to need a lot of trees to work. Oh, we've got a fire, and our fire engine is going to be able to make it down here. Got no idea. I don't even know what our fire coverage even looks like. Our fire coverage looks shit. So what we are going to do is we're going to turn on snapping for roads, because we don't want our whole place burning down. And we're just going to put that there for now. That should mean that our fires, all of our fires get dispatched, because this fire is starting to take over. It's not really what we want. Oh my god, there's a fire over here as well. Oh no. And that's what happens when you have fire coverage, guys. The fire engines can't do anything. I wish the physics worked as they would in real life. If you saw a fire engine coming, you'd move out of the way, wouldn't you? You wouldn't just stop in the middle of the road and not let a fire engine pass, would you? But unfortunately, they don't do that in here in this mode. Right. So we've got 4x5, we've got a couple houses under here what we can use. So then what we're going to do is we're sort of just going to start building up this area here. So right next to each other, let's get some of these 4x5s in. Get some 4x5s off the back of here. 4x6s, do we have any? Yeah, we have one available on 4x6. About 5x2, no 5x2s, 5x3s. Okay, what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to go into a little time lapse as I finish this new estate. Okay, guys, so we're back after making this small little area over here. I think it looks really good. I want to continue this terraced housing down just a little bit more. Yeah, just a little bit more. Just to add the effect that, you know, this is sort of, I don't want to say the word ruffian, but yeah, sort of the shit part of town where people don't really want to live, but sometimes you get forced to. And it is close. It isn't like it's far away from our like center at all. It is conveniently close. I'm going to be really worried about the lay-by that we build. No, the road that is connected to the highway, just because I feel like it might be one of those. Oh my god, you can literally accidentally place these players anywhere. It might be one of those things where it might get super busy, and I don't really want that. Does it look like it's getting super busy? No, it doesn't. This road looks like it's getting super busy, but there's not really much we could do about that. Is this getting really busy? See, the thing is, this main road's not getting really busy. It's just this slip road because it goes straight through a massive housing estate, you know. I don't really want to add another slip lane that takes them. But to be fair, we could just, you know, people who just want a quick way down could just come, you know, off this around I don't think it's going to work. I think it's way too hard to do it like this. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. I think it's just one of those things where it's going to be busy. How bad is our spacious high water fee, traffic, noise pollution? Okay, that's fine. Is our patients going up by a lot? No, we haven't got a lot of sick and injured. We are very profitable at the moment, mostly because of this. Is there going to be any upgrades we can add to this at any point? How... I just don't know how much this can do. But that's not going to help, really. Already built. Okay. So unless we're adding another one, there's not much we can actually do. But I'm liking this estate here. It's gonna be getting really, or it already is getting really close to where our industrial area is gonna be over here. But I mean, that's not the end of the world. So I think for the final part of this episode, it's going to be a short episode today, but I think for the final part, we're just going to go through and we're just going to do a bit of detailing on this build. So I'll be back with some detailing. Thanks everybody for watching today's episode on Saltmarsh. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed what we did to our beautiful city. And of course, we've got more issues to fix, so make sure to stick around for the next episode. I'll see you all later. Goodbye.